And welcome to the latest episode of Rediscovered, my Let's Build series in Vintage Story, which is, on the surface of it, appears to be Minecraft, but it isn't. It's, in some ways, it's more like Minecraft Plus, and with an emphasis on survival. And up to this point, we've been working on building our little fortified house, as you see here, on a little secluded island, as you can see in the map in the upper right. Kind of trying to keep all the bad guys, including wolves, bears, and the more supernatural villains, at bay. And so far, it's been working, but it's survival. So, you know, we've got 14 different things going on at once. We have to, keep all of those balls juggling in the air. And to survive and then, build toward an easier existence. And we've reached a critical point, right? We were able to mine some copper and we have copper tools. Now we're going to the next step, which is forging. So, with forging, we will be able to make more advanced tools that will and parts that will enable us to essentially get civilized, for lack of a better term, including things like chests and barrels, leatherworking, just all sorts of stuff. But it's going to require a lot of stuff. Plus, on top of it, and that is the highlight reel. We're still working at trying to keep ourselves fed, preparing for winter, which is no picnic. I didn't realize I must have ended the last episode farming. So I have some turnips and turnip seeds in my inventory, and I need to plant those seeds. But I set up some new fields here. The problem is this, right? Vintage Story has an excellent farming mechanism, really, where they basically track 3 nutrients in the soil, and different plants require different nutrients. And so things like crop rotation or leaving a field fallow, that is a key part of the Vintage Story agricultural scene, and coincidentally that is a key element of real life farming. So it's not just survival, it's also an added level of realism that is, I think it adds something to the game. But that being said, maybe like half or more of all my agriculture is turnips, and even the non-turnip stuffs are mostly reliant on the same nutrient. So my problem is I don't really have much to rotate in terms of crop rotation. I actually need to leave my fields fallow, which is, basically nothing on it, for a while for the soil to recover. So anyway, let's check out my food situation. So I'm actually in pretty good shape as far as food goes to get me through the winter. The bigger concern is that I'm going to be missing things like meat and possibly fuel. And, another thing that kind of bugs me is I've had a really hard time finding or getting flax. Now, I've got some flax fibers, but really I want flax seeds. Now, there is a patch of wild flax nearby that I've been waiting to harvest once it gets ripe to make sure I get maximum seeds, because at the moment that's pretty much all the seeds I'm gonna get. But anyhow, so I had these turnip seeds, and I look, and this soil, it was recently, this is the new stuff right here, so this is fine. But yep, the other fields are kind of tapped out for now. And the big point of the episode, like you said, is the foraging, right? Because there's certain tools and weapons that you can create by casting, which is, you melt your metal until it's liquid, you pour it in the mold, you let it cool, pop it out of the mold, you got metal bits. Foraging's a little different, where we're going to take an ingot and heat it towards not liquid metal, but it's kind of soft and pliable. And then we put it in an anvil and we beat the snot out of it until it's the shape we want. And the single most useful tool in that pool at the moment, because my needs will vary over time, but the single most important tool at the moment in that group is the saw blade, which gives me the saw, which gives me the ability to make planks and do some other stuff, and that changes everything. Now, I'm not a huge fan about the color of maple trees, but we're going to go for some maple trees here because I'm going to use them in chests and stuff where the color won't matter. And I've been watching some videos from guys like Paul Soares Jr., and they're playing Vintage Story, and they are not doing what I normally do. They are not going up into the tree and knocking down all the leaves to get the sticks and seeds and then cutting down the trunk. They seem to get plenty of that stuff by just cutting the trunk down directly, so I'm going to try that. And I hope this axe makes it through that, but... So we're going to just cut down the tree directly and see how many sticks and seeds we get. Pretty much none. All I saw is logs, which, I mean, ultimately that's the most important bit, I guess, but no seeds, no sticks, none of that stuff. So, but I did get a chicken of the woods, which is I believe it's a non-poisonous fungus. Oh, and some vines. Vines are the most economical way of making ropes. Okay, so we're right back to where we were. We will climb trees and kill branches. I need the seeds. I need the sticks. Anyway, yeah, so this, and you know, the beauty behind Vintage Story is it doesn't have a huge development team. It's not all over commercialized and, you know, Steam centric. In fact, it's not on Steam at all. But the point being is, with the small team, they have a vision, and, you know, they tweak it here and there, but for the most part, they stick to the vision. They know what they want to do. They actually are actively developing, so there are updates all the time. They're quality updates. There's actually some pretty proactive bug fixing going on. New features popping in. It is a really great effort, great experience from the player side, and all for an incredibly low price. I think I don't know what the exact price is right now, but I'm pretty sure I paid $22 for it. Or was it 22 euros? I'm pretty sure it's 22 something. And dollars and euros aren't as far apart from each other as they used to be, so it's in that ballpark. But, you know, when you go to Steam and you know, new release AAA titles are 70 or 80 bucks. So 3 times the price, and, you know, 10% of the imagination and heart. Vintage Story is a fantastic value. Now, it is interesting because I've had friends play Vintage Story, and most of them enjoy it a lot. A few of them not so much. And which is interesting is because they didn't enjoy it quite as much, but they are usually big fans of the survival genre. And I'm not quite sure what it is, right? Because they said it's too hard. I mean, one of them said it was too hard. He didn't have a good time. He kept getting killed, which is ironic because some of the other games we play together, survival, are way harder. And he gets killed way more often. So, I don't know. I think there's some type of biases going on there, but I don't know what's going on. But I'm enjoying the holy heck out of this thing. But it's a wonderful game. And something else I'll add too is, even if Vintage Story vanilla isn't quite your cup of tea, but close, they have also a vibrant and active modding community that has all sorts of great stuff out there. In fact, I'm really looking forward to playing modded Vintage Story, because there's some stuff there I would really love to do. I mean, in the vanilla game, I understand that it's part of the plot, right? Part of the lore, to be essentially alone in this wide world, except for the traders. But I would love the idea of a more Minecraft-esque world, and I say that very in the loosest form possible, and that I would like to see villages full of villagers that, and even better, villagers that you can interact with and deal with. And there are mods that do that, right? So, because I'll deal with that later. I'm running out of storage space, and I was going to get rid of the grass, but I'll just knock all the leaves, and then if I do run out of storage space, I will throw away stuff at that point, because otherwise it just keeps popping back up in my inventory. But my philosophy all along is I love thriving, living, breathing worlds, right? I say that, but really it's without other entities in the game interacting with me and reacting to what I do, it's really more like a model building. And there's nothing wrong with model building. I used to love model building. But the thing that's really attracted me is, like, when I built, I built a battleship model. I love this pirate ship model I built, right? But you have to model. It just sits there. What do you do with it? Well, as a kid, I would then take it and try to float it in the yard and play with it like, kids do. But still, that thing's not moving unless I move it. It doesn't do anything unless I will it. Which, if you're, a armchair dictator, that could be appealing. But really what I wanted to do is I wanted to live and breathe with mind and motivation and purpose of its own, and I can watch it. And that's where computer games got me hook, line, and sinker, because yes, I definitely have some control, but I don't have total control, right? And so stuff can happen that I don't want to happen, and I just have to deal with it, which is better, in my opinion, right? It can't, if you have it all your own way all the time, that gets boring. And boring is not fun. And life's too short to not have fun. So, anyway, we got a bunch of wood. What I want to do is I want to convert all of it to firewood, right? Because, one of the things that we need a mess of charcoal for forging stuff, right? The forge uses charcoal. I don't think it uses peat. I'm pretty sure it takes only charcoal or coal. Anyway, so we need a mess of firewood. And there goes my axe. No, hold on. We'll just throw this on the floor for a minute. So what I'm doing, and like I said, winter's coming, right? And winter's cold, so firewood's going to come in mighty handy. So what I've done is I'm going to take approximately half of this firewood and put it into my charcoal kiln, try to fill that up a bit. And then we'll add the other half to our winter stack of firewood. And be prepared for winter. Oh, some of these turnips are ready to go. I will not get them now. I'll wait till tomorrow, so hopefully there's more and I can just get them all at once. Now, I know some of you probably live in states that have real winters with snow and ice and all that jazz. And so you can probably relate to the very real threat that winter would pose on somebody in a survival situation. Huh. Hey, it looks like I already had a hoe. So now I have moho. Okay. Okay. I will be happy to get rid of my dirt door in the near future. Let's fill this. And then see how high we can get this one. Now, I don't know if you ever been to a rural area, especially in late summer, fall, or winter. You know, some folks still use like wood-burning fireplaces or wood-burning stoves for heating during the winter. Especially like if you go a place where people live in cabins or, you know, even for the holidays. And you'll find that there's a lot of those places down one side of the house, like the entire side of the house stacked from ground to ceiling or eaves because it's outside with firewood, right? It takes a lot of firewood to keep stuff warm. There's a little cabin that we like to stay at on the Olympic Peninsula, right? You can rent it by the night, and that's the place we go usually for Labor Day. And one of the things the owner does is he makes sure that there's he's got a fire pit in the back and a bonfire clearing, and so he makes sure that there is a ton of seasoned firewood available. And for old city dweller, it's kind of nice to go there and chop some of it up into kindling, fire starter, and just knock some big pieces into little pieces with an axe. There's something cathartic about that. But and then sitting around the campfire, I think as humans we're kind of hardwired to dig that experience, and there is something incredibly social about that. So now, if you had to do that every day for every meal, I'm not quite so sure how thrilled I would be with it in that case. Emotion. And I know it's incredibly compulsive, but I just like to keep my stuff sorted in order of expiration. Because I think I've explained it in this video. If you ever work food service, right, you gotta use up the older stuff first. And in a lot of places where the employees aren't well trained or well paid or just lazy, they don't rotate. So, the new stuff goes in the front. Old stuff stays stuck in the back till it eventually goes bad. It's lost, right? Wastage. Oh, my food service days. Well, I was about to say they're behind me, but I've been working in the tech industry, for close to 30 years, and now with AI and layoffs, and it's a lot of great people, qualified people, are out looking for jobs, and the jobs just aren't there. And I'm not ready to retire just yet, so maybe I might have to return to food service or something. Mostly, it's not so much the money, it's the benefits. I need the insurance, right? When you get old, insurance is probably more important than pay. So, at least here in the United States, where we don't have a national health system, we won't go there. But we make the best of it. I'm still much more fortunate than the vast majority of people on the planet. So I need the hammer. I need the tongs. Need the tongs because hot. Going to be handling hot stuff. And the way this works is that we have the forge, and try to get some of this other stuff out of my inventory. So the forge is a place where we can throw in some charcoal, light it, and then set some ingots in there. And after a few minutes, the ingots will warm up, start glowing, and then they're soft and malleable. Kind of. And then that's where we hammer them into shape. They've got a very detailed and relatively realistic forging mechanism here. And it's hard to believe, but at one point this is pretty much how every metal object in was made, right? That blacksmith was a very important member of every community, and if it was metal, blacksmith made it, right? So I think that'll do it. And there we go. Now, obviously, it just started, so it'll be a little bit for the copper ingots to warm up. But the blacksmith thing, I forget the name of. There was in the very early days of the 20th century, like 1902, there were a few people who tried to drive across the United States, east to west. And that doesn't sound like a big deal now, but it was a huge deal then, because back then we didn't have interstates, and in many cases we didn't have roads that connected towns, right? There was still railroad was still the way most people connected to towns or whatever. So in the case of these guys driving these cars cross country, they'd have to drive across fields and rivers, and there wasn't a road. And in those early days, right, the engineering was still pretty primitive. Cars broke a lot, break an axle or whatever. And I remember reading about these guys, and they would have to flag somebody down and have their car towed by a horse. But usually when they got him into town, the guy went to go see the blacksmith and says, look, here's the part I have. Here's where it broke. Can you make me a new one? And sure enough, you would have a blacksmith doing exactly this, hammering together car parts. Okay, so now we're making a saw blade. So we got the hammer in hand, and we beat this thing. Ooh. Oh, how many torches just burned out? So if you just hit the molten metal with the hammer without any type of direction, it just squishes it. And what you need to do is we need to figure something else out. F, select tool mode. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is how we can move these little individual glowing voxels around to get what we want. So we can move this back up, that back up. And just like the real deal, you don't want it to cool down too much. It gets harder to work with. Very cool. And as you can see, the pieces that are fully outlined are voxels that I don't want to be there, right? They're going to have to go bye-bye or move someplace else. And the ones that I need to fill are over there outlined in green. So we'll do that. You have to be careful. You can screw this up. So now we just got to remove bits. This is the part where you got to be most careful, because if you put a bit in the wrong spot, you can see that we can move it around. But if you delete too many bits and there's not enough material to fill the pattern, then we're kind of out of luck. And there we go. There we go. So now I have a blade. The thing is, you need to cool it off. You can let it cool off slowly, which takes forever, or we can go dump it in some water. So let's go dump it in some water. Probably, yeah, I don't have any water nearby. Whoa! I got unwelcome visitors. We'll drop this in water later, maybe. Oh boy. Oh boy. I have to be careful not to pick that back up. It's still glowing. Now, what should we build with this other glowing ingot? I'd like to get some chests. Chests hold a lot, and I'd like to combine them into like a foot locker type of thing. So just a really big chest. So nails and strips. We get 4 nails and strips. All the different bits. So let's go with the nails and strips. Now I need to select the hammer. So now we can see where we got to put the bits. This looks pretty straightforward, though. Very straightforward. I appreciate that. You know, at one point in your life, you're very keen on the challenge of things, right? You want it to be a little difficult so that you could kind of enjoy it more, right? And then when you get older, you start to appreciate the idea. Oh, I can't get that up, huh? Okay, I hope there's enough bits in here. Make sure I don't actually accidentally kill off too many. Anyway, as you get older, you appreciate when things are easy. Not always, right? I mean, sometimes you still do want to suffer a little, I guess. That's why I play the survival games, and I play them in survival mode, not creative mode, because I mean, I certainly do appreciate creative mode, don't get me wrong. And I think there's a time and place for it. For a lot of times, especially if it's a new game, I like going to creative mode to play around with the pieces to see how they work before I go into the survival element and try to see how they work. Because, it might be that something might be really hard to get or very rare, and you screw it up because you don't know better. You're still experimenting. And I guess there's some fun in that. But I'd rather do the serious, expensive mistakes in creative. So that one's glowing really bright. But I'd rather do expensive mistakes in creatives and then save my survival mistakes for the typical oopsie stuff. Okay, let's deal with the nosy neighbors. We'll get these out of my inventory. We'll get some more charcoal later. In case I die, I want to make sure that this stuff is not on my body. Okay, Let's go get them. Maybe. Yeah, I hear you. Hold on. Hey. Huh. It's last day of July. Okay. It's only 9 days each month. Two drifters. Miss me. Three drifters. Oh boy. Hey. You throw something at me, I throw something at you. Your turn. Okay, I guess not. How come you guys aren't coming at me? Normally you get all up in my face and try to... What? Why did it cause so much pain? Okay. I need more spears. I'd like to make a bow at some point. And you know what? Now that we have the saw and stuff, I think we can make a long bow. That would be nice. Flint arrows. I can't keep just making spears all day. Oof. Oh gosh, it needs a weapon. Oh, and here, got one. Hey, did he just drop? Did he just throw a temporal gear at me? Yeah, lay down, you're dead. Is that all of them? That's my 14 spears. So we learned an important lesson here today, kids. I didn't mean to stab him like that, but you know what? It just added emphasis feels right. It just feels right. But the important lesson we learned is make sure you rotate your torches, because then if you don't, they go out, and if they go out, just like Minecraft, you have unwelcome visitors. I need to go make some before. Hopefully I can do this before. Huh? They're not burning me? It's 900 degrees Celsius. That's pretty darn hot. Let's make some torches. Need some sticks. Okay. And then, oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. May you survive well and prosper. So, I suspect they're Star Trek fans. Notice they don't tell you to live long and prosper, just thrive. Okay, so let's change the metaphorical light bulbs around here. They're not really metaphorical. Definitely not light bulbs, but still. Oh. Stupid gravity. Okay. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Look, how can we make the saw? Just saw blade and a stick. Hi. Okay. So... I can't do anything. I can pick it up and it doesn't burn me, but trying to do anything else will burn me, so... Let's go get it to the water. Cool it off. Make sure I don't have any unwelcome visitors in the yard because... Okay, I can't pick those up and throw it in the water like that. Oh, I gotta put the tongs in my left hand for them to actually work. See? Look at that. Now I can't drop them from the tongs. Let me go with some shallow water. And toss them. That's satisfying. Okay, everything's cooled off now. And this is the moment I've been waiting for a very long time. You know, the saw, because it changes the game yet again. Okay, just need a saw blade and a stick. Oh, goodness gracious me. Except now I need wood. I need something to saw. Get this temporal gear out of here. I'm pretty sure that's like the second one. The first one I had, I tied to my spawn position. Okay. So, August 1st. First day of August. Okay. I don't... Oh, I do see an unwelcome visitor. Shut the door. Change your mind, did you? Boy, you were just kind of confused, aren't you? And apparently perfectly safe for me. Oh my gosh. I'm like the worst spear thrower in the world. Yeah, lay down, you're dead. Man, you guys are useless. Okay. It is a new day. We got a saw, but that saw is just a potential safety hazard until we get some wood. Then it's potential safety hazard and a useful tool, but okay, we got more than just the 2 turnips now. And I'm pretty sure that's not ready. Pretty sure that this area is still pretty bad for nitrogen-based plants. Let's go over here to the new fields I made. Do some weeding. Okay. We got the saw. We'll hang the saw up because we got to go get some wood. I know that these brand new turnips are super fresh. So they go, yeah, see, they even automatically merge with the last set I put in there, so. Put the bits and bobs in here. Actually, I think I have some flax fibers already someplace, but now we should hopefully, I don't think in this episode, but in episode coming soon, we will be able to start having a proper system of storage. It's August 1st, but the weather's kind of looking like an early fall. Okay. So this little patch that I'm headed to right here, this is the only known flax I've found so far. And it looks like some of it's ready. So this is 7 of 9, and this one is 9 of 9. Oh, and looks like the other one's 9 of 9 too. It is. So finally, that's my first flax seeds of the game. You know, we're what, 15 hours into this? Oh boy. So back to what I was doing before. Trying to see if we can get a ladder here so we can get trees, but we also need the leaves and the seeds. You know, one of the things I want to do, and I mentioned in previous episodes, is the biomes. The biomes in this game are defined by area during world creation, and specifically, the forest is the forest. Even if you cut down all the trees, the forest biome is still the forest biome, and wolves will still spawn there. But if you do cut down all the trees, then it's a lot easier to see the wolves, and that's useful. Meanwhile, if you have a biome that isn't the forest biome, but you plant a bunch of trees, you still get all that tree goodness, but the wolves, I mean, they won't spawn there. They can certainly wander in there, and then you do have the problem of them ambushing you from the trees like before, but they're going to have to commute. And that's, I think, useful. So, we have this big river flatlands area that, we've been spending a lot of time looking for clay and copper and stuff, but I think it would make a wonderful forest, artificial forest. And to that end, we've done in the past a little terraforming to try to, make a nice flat area where we can consistently grow trees. And I want to get that done as well. It's just that is still lower on the priority food chain than all this other stuff, right? But and the nice thing about that, especially if we can actually start getting some seeds, is that it gives me the ability to focus on trees and wood types that I don't have a lot of easy access to, right? So this forest is predominantly a maple forest, and maple, I mean, all the wood's useful, but I don't really like the color of the maple trees in this or the maple wood in this game. So there's some other tree types I would prefer, and if I can get those trees and then get those seeds, I can expand the availability of that particular type of wood, and then we're good to go. So that's the plan, at least. Try to get this tree isolated from the others, because when you chop down the base, I'm not quite sure what the dynamics are, but I think it's pretty much like all the leaves that are connected or can claim a connection to the trunk that you're cutting down out to a certain radius, right? But that would probably also include a number of the leaves from neighboring trees, which I don't want to deal with, right? So we'll just do it this way. Isolate this trunk. And I used up my last axe, so I'm gonna have to make a new one, because you need to do preparation if you're gonna axe something, as any good journalist can tell you. But okay. Yeah, we can safely cut down this trunk without fear of using up my axe to kill a bunch of leaves and not get any sticks, because I got the sticks already. Okay. This should give us plenty of wood for planks, and so, we got barrels on the way, buckets on the way, chests on the way. This will change the game again. I'm very happy about that. Okay, let's run back to the bat cave and digest our new goodies. I got these, right? Yeah, I think it did. Okay. That one's not grown up yet, but it will be soon. Yeah, I got him. Okay. Every one of these games I do my series on, obviously I think they have potential and merit, and that's why I do the series on them. But, now I've been doing the channel for a while, and I've been playing games for a long while. And one of the things that I had come to realize is that if I focused on like only one game or one series, nothing wrong with that. But the problem is I know my personality type, right? And eventually it would start to feel old, right, from my point of view, and I would lose interest and I'd walk away, because I have a very wide, let's put the flax in here, it's the latest, so it should be at the end of the stack. I have a very wide range of interests, and I've got flax fibers someplace. But where? There you go. I have a very wide range of interests, and the way I usually describe it is I have lots of different itches to scratch, and playing one game or one flavor of a game in a certain way can certainly scratch some of those itches, but it leaves others unscratched. And just like, you know how itches go, right? The longer you don't scratch them, the more they drive you nuts. So eventually you got to scratch them, which means you kind of have to divert. And that's what these series allow me to do, is bouncing, as I go through my rotation, come up with an episode for each series, I'm scratching different itches, which enables me to keep going with the others, because, they all satisfy different hungers, different appetites. And this is 4 barrels, right? This is what a barrel is. Yep, 4 barrels. Can you stack them? Can't stack them. Okay, it gives me 2 barrels. Okay. Let's go fill this water. While we're at it, I have everything I need. Let's get rid of these. Oh, it's a Minecraft formula. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, just throw this down for a second. Okay. So I actually have a proper working door now. Welcome to civilization. Okay. And with the door in place, it looks like it didn't change the formula or food spoilage rates for this quote-unquote cellar. So I'll just stack these here for now. So there we go. We are good to go. Actually, let's fill these with water. Cannot place this block here, another block's in the way. Transfer liquid. Hold on. So, can we use this to move water? Oh, man. Okay. Here's what the problem is. I made barrels. I'm thinking barrels. I know what barrels are. But I'm having a massive brain fart because I'm trying to use the barrels like a bucket. That is what the problem is. You got to set the barrel down, and then you can fill a barrel with a bucket. So, man, it's just been a while since I've dealt with the barrels here. Oh, I've had brain farts, and I've had brain farts on video before, but this one's gonna haunt me for years. But that's okay. That's okay. When I was young, I need a rope. I get that. When I was young, I hated making mistakes publicly. I hate people pointing out my mistakes. Now, I just accept mistakes. They are what they are. And more to the point, when people point out my mistakes, I'm actually appreciative because I know that they're paying attention then. There we go. That's the rope. So, oh boy. So, okay, kids, important safety tip. Buckets are not barrels. I mean, it's not something I would normally have to state. And probably I don't need to state it because the one person that needs to hear it is me, and I now know it. But just in case anybody else is out there, there you go. Look at that. Got a bucket full of water. But I can't. I'm trying to get rid of this flowing water by putting a source block of water in here. And it's not having any. Okay. Well, anyway. Ooh boy. This is where I currently have my dedicated source block. I will eventually make a proper well, right? I saw somebody do that once. I loved how it turned out. We'll make a well. If an armored house or a castle or something like this, having a well behind the walls was really important. In this case, I don't plan on being sieged, but I having a source of water inside the walls, that'd be nice, especially during winter, right? Because winter, again, if you know winter, you know winter. It gets cold, and cold enough that water freezes. And, frozen water still can be thawed out. But if you're thirsty, I think you'd rather just have liquid water handy. Or if you're trying to quench something from the forge, setting it on an ice block's not going to do it. So I need more planks. Okay, so the barrel works like this. I mean, the chest works like this. Just round it. And it's a wooden chest. It's a little wooden chest. But they do stack, okay. So I need some more planks. Like so. Two more wooden chests. I don't need bookshelves. I don't have any books yet. Okay, let's go put this down. I think the next episode we might want to consider moving into this underground space. Oh yeah, you got to combine them in your inventory, like so. Now these aren't as good for storing food as, say, the storage vessels are, the clay vessels, but this is pretty useful stuff for storing pretty much everything else. I should probably take the finished product before I close it. There you go. Oh my gosh. This has been a long time coming. Okay. And this is stuff that we can all move down in there. Okay. Yeah, it's late in the episode. I don't think I want to get involved with the whole storage reorganization just yet, but I do need to get some of these spears out of my backpack. If I'm going to be hanging around the house, I don't need a full complement of spears. We'll put them by the door. You know, kind of like for the Minuteman situation, right? The colonial militia. You get the call, and within a minute, you're out there all armed and ready. So there it is. All my stuff's right by the door, in case I need it. And it's evening. So that's evening? How could it be evening? I mean, we just had the day start. Wow. Yeah, it's evening. a beautiful evening too. Well, this was a 1930. Okay, so this was an excellent episode as far as getting things done. We made some important strides. I think we're ready to start to transition to moving to our fortified house, and then we can take down this wooden hut and replace it with what will be a flower garden for the bees, and then the other side of that will be a chicken coop. Things are coming together, and I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to the next episode. I hope you feel the same way, or a fraction thereof, and you will join me next time. But until you do, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps a touch of good fortune. Cheers.